All right, now I know y'all see all these damn grocery bags, so y'all already know what time it is. Now y'all have asked me time and time again, so the day has come for me to show y'all how I make my award-winning Southern baked macaroni and cheese. Now let's get to it.
Whipping up all of your favorite recipes.
Simply Food.
You should know by now that you're in for a treat.
Simply Food.
There's no other channel where you'd rather be.
Simply Food.
Seafood, pasta, cakes, and pies. Sing and laugh and even cry. Like and share and hit subscribe. Simply Food by TY.
All right, here we go. You're going to need some milk. You're going to need some half and half. Paprika, seasonal salt, Creole seasoning, sour cream, black pepper. You're going to need 1 pound of elbow macaroni noodles. My secret ingredient, which is now not so damn secret, thank you very much, sweetened condensed milk. Let's talk about the cheese. 8 ounces of sharp cheddar, 8 ounces of sharp white cheddar, 8 ounces of Colby Jack cheese. You're going to keep this reserve bag for the topping. This is another 8 ounces of medium cheddar. You're going to need 8 ounces of mozzarella, 16 ounces of Velveeta. If you don't like Velveeta, I don't know what to tell you. That's what I use in mine. You're going to need some cream cheese, and you're going to need 2 sticks of Kerrygold butter. You see that? You see that? You see that? Don't ask me for the damn ingredient list. First things first, you want to go on ahead and get your pot of water boiling, and you want to make sure that you salt your water for your pasta. Remember, if you salt the water to begin with, you'll already have some great flavor. So allow that to boil. When that comes up to a boil, you'll add that in. You're only going to cook this to al dente. Do not overcook your pasta or you're going to end up with soggy noodles. So al dente. Cook it on the left side because you're going to bake it anyway, okay? So let me get that together and then I'll be right back. While my pasta is cooking, I'm going to go on ahead and start breaking down my blocks of cheese. Y'all don't need to sit here and watch me shred up no damn cheese. I'm going to shred all of these up. I'm going to break this down into cubes. I'm going to break this down into cubes as well. I will show you what that all looks like in just a few moments. Let me just say this really quick because I know a lot of y'all are probably going to ask this question. I am not a cheese snob, honey. You use whatever type of cheeses that you would like as far as, you know, the brand, I guess. But I will say this. Quality in cheese does make a difference. So if you're using a low-grade cheese, you might need some extra flavor. I'm just saying. So I'm not necessarily saying that you have to use the brand of cheese that I use, but I would just advise you to not use dollar store cheese, okay? All right, y'all, as you can see, I've broken down all of my cheeses. I'm going to go on ahead and sit these to the side. It is important to make sure that you have this already situated and done because when we get to start making the cheese sauce, you ain't got time to be playing around. It's going to move really quick. So just have everything prepped and ready to go. All right, my water is ready. I'm going to go in with a little bit of the pink Himalayan salt, and then I'm going to put in my pasta. Once again, you only want to cook that to al dente. All right, let's go over the seasonings. You're going to need 1 teaspoon of paprika, a teaspoon of black pepper, a half a tablespoon of seasonal salt. You're also going to need a teaspoon of Creole seasoning. Now, like I said, for the secret ingredient, I use 2.5 tablespoons of the sweetened condensed milk. Please make sure that you measure that out. Do not just freehand that and pour it in, or you're going to mess around and end up with candy damn macaroni and cheese. Just to be clear, this is not going to make it sweet at all. It literally just cuts through all of the saltiness, and it just gives the dish just something. My pasta is looking great, so I'm going to go on ahead and add that into my baking dish. If I can find the exact dimensions of this, I will make sure that I put it on the screen so that you guys know exactly what size I'm working with. I'm going to go in and add about 3 tablespoons of this butter to this and go on ahead and give this a mix. In the exact same pot, we're going to work on the roux. So I'm going to add in 1 stick of that Kerrygold butter. And to that, I'm also going to add in a half a cup of my all-purpose flour. I'm going to give this a mix, and I'll come back and let y'all know what it's looking like in a few seconds. As y'all can see, that Kerrygold butter lets off a beautiful, beautiful yellow color. Now, just be mindful. You are not trying to make a gumbo, so you don't want this to get too dark. The only purpose of this is just to cook off the raw flour taste. So I allowed this to go over about a medium to medium-low temperature for roughly about 1 to 2 minutes. Now that my roux is looking the way I want it to, I'm going to go in with 1.5 cups of whole milk, and then I'm going to also add in a half a cup of half and half. Make sure you're mixing that well so that it doesn't lump up, but if you did the roux right, you shouldn't have to really concern yourself with that. You're going to allow this to cook for an additional 1 to 2 minutes. All right, so now that this is looking the way I want it, it's taking on some nice texture. I'm going to go on ahead and start adding in my cheeses, as well as my Velveeta and the cream cheese as well. I got all of my cheeses in here. Now I'm going to go on ahead and give this a mix. For right now, I'm going to stick with this solid spoon. Once the cheese has started to melt down, then we're going to switch over to a whisk, and then that's when we're adding the sour cream, the seasonings, and the sweetened condensed milk. Also, don't forget to add in your mozzarella cheese as well. All right, so now that my cheese is starting to melt, I'm going to go on ahead and add in all of those seasonings that I listed earlier. I'm also going to go on ahead and add in the 8 ounces of the sour cream, as well as our sweetened condensed milk, and then give all of this a good mix. Got all that in there, so now I'm going to go on ahead and give this a good mix. And I'm telling you something right now. You're going to be tempted to be like, oh, there's not enough seasoning. Don't be crazy. I'm trying to tell you right now, cheese itself already has a lot of salt. So please do not go overboard with adding in too much additional seasoning. This is exactly what you want. It is the perfect amount. I just want y'all to see the seasoning that is going through and through this damn cheese sauce. Now, this is exactly how I like it. It should be nice and thick. Don't worry, it is going to thin out. And I'm gonna tell you something right now. If you follow these instructions to a T, you really won't have any problems. But if you find that yours is way too thick, you can add in a few splashes of milk. But I do not like no runny ass baked macaroni and cheese, so I want it nice and thick. Let's go on ahead and assemble this. So my pasta's been cooling off for a little while now. I have 2 large eggs that I've whisked. I don't know what just happened, but I hope y'all saw that. I just added in 2 large eggs that I'm going to go ahead and mix in here on my pasta. Get that nice and mixed in together. Make sure that everything is nicely, fully coated. Okay, that's looking great. Now I'm going to go in with the cheese sauce. Here we go. Pour that bad boy in, just like that. My God, on today. And I'm going to go ahead and give this a little mix, just so that I don't make a damn mess. Mix that all together. And don't worry, I will give you guys a close-up shot, so don't fret, honey. Just let me mix it all up. Do y'all see this? My God. That's how thick you want it, baby. That's how thick you want it. So I'm going to go on ahead and smooth this out, and then we're going to top it off with the rest of the cheese and the butter. All right, I've cleaned up my edges. I'm now going to go in and top it off with a little bit more cheddar cheese right on the top. Do not feel like you have to use the full 8 ounces if you do not want to. That is completely up to you. As you can see, this is already loaded with a lot of damn cheese, okay? I'm going to use the whole damn bag because I do what I want, okay? So I got that all over the top like that. Let me go ahead and sit this flat down before I make a damn mess. Okay, got that there. And then that remaining Kerrygold butter that we didn't use earlier, we're just going to put a few dollops of butter right across the top. I will show you guys what this looks like in the final steps. Before I put it in the oven, I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees. And I will let you guys know how long I bake this for when we get to that point. All right, y'all. Final looks. Let's go. All right, here we go. So I have it all assembled. I'm going to go on ahead and put this in the oven at 350 degrees, and I'll let you guys know how long I allowed this to bake. And then it'll be time for the taste test. You see that? Do you see that? That right there is what we call baked macaroni and cheese, honey. Yes, that is butter. Yes, that's lots of cheese. Oh, yes. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this sit and set up for about 10 to 15 minutes before I go on ahead and dip into this. But my God, on today, oh, bitch, we finna eat good. Don't say I ain't never did nothing for y'all. And if y'all feel like I sped through this a little bit too fast, and if y'all need, a little bit more deeper explanation into certain things on how I did things, just go over to my YouTube page. I have a full-on video where I do step by step, okay? I'm gonna let this set up and then we'll scoop some out. All right. Let's go in for the first scoop because, honey, I am ready to eat. And I don't got time to be sitting here playing games with y'all. So y'all ready for the first scoop? My God, on today. Bitch, because ain't nobody doing it better, hey, than Tobias, hey, back macaroni and cheese. I don't even know what the fuck I just said. All I know is that I'm ready to eat. So let's go in for the taste test, honey. You see that? You see that? My God. Here we go. Jesus. All right, here we go. Babe. You see that? That right there, baby, is what we call good eating. Okay? So y'all go on ahead. Y'all know what to do. Like this for me. Share it to as many people as you possibly can. Tell people to come on and follow me on TikTok and YouTube. come on over to my Instagram account. And cheers. Tag me if you decide to make this. You know what? This don't make no crap. Goodbye.
Slaying in the kitchen.
Simply Food by TY.
We hope that you enjoyed
Simply
it.
Food by TY. If you haven't took the time, make sure you subscribe. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching Simply Food.